Killer Petey, Brazil's most notorious serial killer exposed.
Welcome to The Most Evil, where we delve into the minds of history's most notorious serial killers. Today, we're delving into the twisted world of one of Brazil's most notorious serial killers, Pedro Rodrigues Filho, better known as Killer Petey. Buckle up, because this story is not for the faint of heart. In the heart of Brazil, amidst the vibrant rhythm of samba and the scent of exotic blooms, there existed a world of shadows and whispers, where the echoes of despair reverberated through the alleyways like a haunting melody. The notorious Pedro Rodrigues Filho breathed his first air in this turbulent environment. Born into a world of poverty and strife, Pedro's childhood was a tapestry woven with threads of darkness and sorrow. His father, a laborer whose dreams had long withered under the weight of adversity, sought solace in the bottom of a bottle, leaving behind a trail of shattered promises and broken dreams. Pedro's mother, a beacon of resilience in a sea of despair, toiled tirelessly to provide for her family, her weary hands etched with the scars of sacrifice. But amidst the chaos and hardship, there existed a glimmer of hope in young Pedro's eyes, a spark of defiance that refused to be extinguished. With each passing day, he forged his own path through the labyrinth of poverty and despair. For Pedro, the shadows whispered secrets that few dared to hear, and the echoes of despair became a symphony of rage that echoed through the corridors of his mind. It was in these moments of solitude that the seeds of darkness took root, planting themselves deep within his soul and blossoming into something sinister. As Pedro grew, so too did the darkness within him, a shadowy presence that lurked just beneath the surface, waiting to be unleashed upon the world. And when the time finally came, it was with a chilling certainty that Pedro Rodrigues Filho embraced his destiny as Brazil's most notorious serial killer, ensuring his place in the annals of disgrace for all time. Filho's descent into madness culminated in a spree of violence that claimed the lives of at least 70 people, or so he claims. From a young age, Filho showed signs of psychopathy, torturing animals and exhibiting a disturbing fascination with death. His first murder occurred at the tender age of 14 when he brutally killed the vice mayor of his town in retaliation for the man's role in his father's murder. Pedro Rodrigues Filho, known as Killer Petey, was a master of manipulation and deception, employing a chillingly calculated methodology to carry out his heinous crimes. Filho's killings were characterized by their brazenness and brutality. He often targeted individuals whom he perceived as threats or adversaries, harboring a deep-seated resentment towards authority figures and those whom he deemed deserving of punishment. Armed with a knife and fueled by a twisted sense of righteousness, Filho would stalk his victims with cold precision, striking when they least expected it. One of Filho's favored tactics was to gain the trust of his victims before unleashing his violent impulses upon them. He would often employ charm and persuasion to lure them into isolated locations, where he could carry out his gruesome deeds without fear of interruption. Once alone with his prey, Filho would unleash a torrent of violence, his attacks swift and merciless, leaving behind a trail of carnage in his wake. In the end, it was Filho's cunning and ruthlessness that allowed him to continue his killing spree for years, evading capture and leaving a trail of devastation in his wake. His methodology was a testament to the depths of human depravity, a chilling reminder of the darkness that lurks within us all. The investigation into Filho's crimes was a race against time, as authorities struggled to apprehend a killer who operated with ruthless cunning. With each murder, Filho seemed to grow more brazen, taunting police and leaving cryptic messages at crime scenes. But despite his best efforts to evade capture, law enforcement agencies refused to give up the hunt, determined to bring Filho to justice. As Pedro Rodrigues Filho's reign of terror reached its zenith, law enforcement agencies intensified their efforts to bring him to justice, determined to end his rampage of violence once and for all. With each passing day, the net drew tighter around Killer Petey, as authorities closed in on their elusive prey. The breakthrough came when a tip from an informant led police to a secluded hideout where Pedro had been laying low, evading capture with cunning and guile. Acting swiftly on the information, a team of seasoned officers descended upon the location, surrounding Pedro and cutting off any avenue of escape. Cornered and desperate, Pedro put up a fierce struggle, refusing to go down without a fight. But against the combined might of law enforcement, his resistance was futile, and he was soon overwhelmed by the sheer force of their numbers. In a dramatic showdown that played out like a scene from a crime thriller, Pedro Rodrigues Filho was finally apprehended, his reign of terror brought to an abrupt and ignominious end. As he was led away in handcuffs, the weight of his crimes hung heavy upon him, a grim reminder of the havoc he had wrought upon the world. Even now, the story of Pedro Rodrigues Filho is both terrifying and fascinating, acting as a sobering reminder of the evil that exists in human minds. His legacy is one of both curiosity and terror, permanently altering the collective consciousness of Brazil and the global community. His crimes have a lasting effect on criminal history, acting as a warning about the dangers of acting on unbridled passion and violence. As we conclude our journey into the twisted mind of Pedro Rodrigues Filho, we are left with more questions than answers. What drove this man to commit such heinous acts? And how can we prevent others from following in his footsteps? The answers may remain elusive, but one thing is certain: the tale of Killer Petey will continue to haunt us for generations to come. If you found this video insightful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more content on true crime and psychological analysis. Remember to stay vigilant, and until next time, stay safe.